Already been very tense here at UCLA for several days, but this was a very aggressive turn overnight. I mean, look at the law enforcement presence that is here this morning. We're talking about hundreds of officers. In the distance there is the Pro Palestinian encampment. And what you're going to notice is you see all these law enforcement officers. We have the barricades here that they just put up a couple moments ago. All the officers are facing out because they don't want any more demonstrators to make their way in. We saw several hours of violent clashes. There were points where some pro-Israeli demonstrators surrounded some portions of the encampment. There were multiple instances where fireworks were tossed into the encampment overnight, and we saw people on both sides using plywood boards, using batons, even these kinds of barriers to attack one another, to the point that UCLA officials referred to this as horrific violence. They called in law enforcement to try to restore some kind of order and safety, but these kinds of clashes continued late into the night. UCLA, among a number of campuses, has had one of the more prominent pro-Israeli demonstrations over the weekend. They had thousands of people there for a counter-protest. There were some instances then of people breaking through barricades for at least a few violent clashes, but what we saw overnight here was absolutely a significant escalation in the conflict here between these two groups. George?
No question.